All hail the Clicks crew. Alright, guys, we are taking a look at Thor #1. This comic came out not that long ago, actually a few weeks ago. #2's coming out here in about a week. So I was kind of late to the party on this one, but I've been trying to get a hold of a copy, and I finally did. I got a variant edition cover here, which I think is pretty cool. It's a Loki from Earth X. I like that character design. If I can, I generally try to get whatever the standard cover is, but beggars can't be choosers, and I actually really like this cover a lot. I like the coloring and stuff like that. I like the design. So it's pretty cool there. I like it a lot. So before we get into the actual comic, I want to let you guys know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafé.com or on their Facebook page using the link from the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code MrClicksFlix for 5% off your HeroClix order today. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of flip through this. I'm going to give you my opinions of it, tell you if it's a buy or not buy. So the cover, this Loki does not show up in here. This is just a cool cover. So we open it up. Here we are, Mjolnir's traveling across the galaxy. We don't really know too much why. And then we're gonna talks about how it's going through all the different all the different realms. And then it lands on Earth, taking out this big monster. It looks like to help the Avengers. And then we've got Tony Stark down here talking about he wants a Sharpie to write on it. And then it goes back to Thor and Asgard, and they talk about how it went across the 10 realms. We're to 10 realms instead of 9 now. And he was able to hit that monster with Mjolnir from all the way across there. So that's a cool shot. I like this character design. He still looks bulky, like he looks really muscular, but he's not super ripped. He's got this older look. I like the destroyer arm. His look's been kind of changing for the last several years, where he's been missing an arm, and they kind of changed what that looks like. I like this destroyer arm on it. I like the ravens. And basically, Thor is the All-Father now. And some things happened in War of the Realms. We're not going to get into it. You can just jump right in this book without really knowing too much about it, which I kind of like. And you see Tony wrote the thing, nice retirement, because he's got to be king now. He can't go gallivanting across the galaxies. And then we have this nice cover page. I don't know what you'd call this. This isn't a splash page, I don't think. But anyway, we're getting into this story arc that I guess they're going to call the Black Winter, and it's actually pretty interesting. So here's Thor. If you've read any Thor comics before, you know that while he wants to be king, he hates doing king-type stuff. So this is basically court sort of being called. He's throwing people out because he doesn't want to hear anything. Loki is now king of the Frost Giants, so he comes over. There's a little bit of a rank pool here where Loki's kind of giving Thor some crap about heavy is the head that wears the crown, basically, and then he tells Loki that he has to bow because he's the All-Father. So there's that. Loki back talks a little bit. He acts like he's going to hit him with the Mjolnir, and then it ends up not happening. And he ends up getting ready to make his first speech, and to the people of Asgard, and then something happens, and Galactus crashes the party. So he's there. That looks really cool. And it's sort of like the situation where, if you've read whatever it is, the Infinity Saga, or you've seen it, where Hulk. If you saw the movie, where Hulk comes to Earth, warns Doctor Strange that people are coming. This is basically that, but it's Galactus being the one. So I thought that was kind of cool. And he's warning about this something called the Black Winter. And then they give it like a bunch of different names. But it's basically an end of existence type thing, which is really cool there. So he's just kind of laying there. And then Thor gathers the other heralds of Galactus. He wants to know basically what's going on, what this Black Winter is, and they start to, they give you a little bit of history about Galactus. And basically, the Black Winter is what ended the universe before this one, and Galactus was the sole survivor. So, in order to have basically everybody survive it again, they need Galactus. Silver Surfer has this plan of other planets that I guess would give Galactus extra powers that he's hidden from him to show him those planets, because they need Galactus to be able to fight this, because he's the only one that's ever survived it. So there's that stuff. And then, let me see here. Then they go to confront Galactus. Thor basically tells Galactus to kneel. I thought that was kind of funny. And then I was like, oh my. He actually does it. And then he talks about how, I guess, the Black Winter, if you don't know enough things, it just kind of looks like a black void. But if you do know stuff, it'll show you your end. And Galactus, he said that it showed him that Thor would be his end. I think it's kind of cool, that he's missing an arm and stuff. That was neat. I like, how he looks all beat up here. I like this art too, just in general in this comic. Whoever the artist was. Let's go back here. We'll see who the artist was rather than just guess at this. So art, Nick Klein. I like the art. I like the writing. Donny Cates doing a good job in this first issue. So basically he blasts them. Everybody's like, oh snap, what's going on? And then it ends up that he gave Thor the power cosmic, so he's Herald of Thunder, which is pretty cool there. And it also looked like in this book there were a couple things going on where Thor was acting like Mjolnir was a little heavier than normal. He was like, it's not that he couldn't pick it up, but he was kind of groaning and stuff. They were making a big deal that it felt heavier, and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's becoming unworthy or what the deal with that is. So we'll have to see that. In this character design, it looks like he gets a new hand, new arm. So if this is going to be kind of a way to retcon the mechanical arm away, that could be pretty cool. But I like this character design a lot. On the regular cover, I believe it's kind of a variant of this. So yeah, overall, that's what's in this comic. And overall, I like this one a lot. This was a good intro story. It's, set up that, there was these things going on. It set up a big bad. It set up a solution to the problem. So now it's just going to be how we get from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. I think it's really good. I haven't read Thor in a long time. I tried to read the beginning of the Jason Aaron stuff with Jane Foster Thor. I didn't care for it, so I skipped it. And then when Jason Aaron wrote the next run where it was regular Thor, I gave it a couple issues and didn't like it. So, sometimes you can have a good writer that just doesn't jive with you in particular. So that's how that is. But I have stuff from the early 2000s of Thor that I really liked, in early 2010s. So I'm really excited to get back into a Thor book. I thought the art was good, the writing was good. Definitely looking forward to it. If you can pick this book up, go ahead and pick it up. And if you guys want me to continue to review Thor, go ahead and put that in the comments below. I always like reading that stuff. If you guys have a favorite variant cover of this book, put that in the comments below also. I enjoy reading that stuff. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember, this is only a critical miss if you don't have probability control.